going on, guys? Victor here from Boston, Massachusetts. I got my good buddy Captain Scott Campbell right here, and we are going to be doing some sharking today. I have been wanting to do this for a very long time. The Northeast has an incredible shark fishery, and Scott's going to kind of walk us through what we're doing today.
Yeah, excited to have you and Dennis here, and along with Tag. And our plan today, we're going to go snag some live bait in the harbor, and then we're going to head out about 18 miles and set up a chum slick in a very productive area for blue sharks, threshers, makos, and porbeagles, and let's hope for something edible.
All right, boys are going to get it done. We'll see you guys out there.
This is where like the country began. So if you look right here, there's the Old North Church. There's the old story, like one if by land, two if by sea. Paul Revere, he rode right across here. Then this is the USS Constitution. So it's the oldest active warship in the United States. It's called Old Ironsides. So they still maintain it, and they take it out like 3 to 4 times a year. So it's a big deal, and they fire the cannons and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. So that's actually an active military base. All of this in Boston that's not like original land, so they would put in pilings and then fill in the land. So the vast majority of the harbor is man-made.
So mission number one, when we're going out of the harbor here, we got rods set up with snatch hooks. We're gonna try to look for pogie or menhaden. Everywhere you go in the world, someone calls them something different. They're either called pogie, menhaden, or bunker. We're looking for these fish flicking on top, and we're gonna try to snag some for fresh bait. There it is. Just like back home, snagging mullet. That right there, one of the oiliest, best baits in the ocean in terms of fish loving them. They don't stay alive very well, they don't swim very good, but in terms of fish freaking out over them, they love them. There's a huge actually industry in the Chesapeake where we were earlier this year, where a bunch of gill boats will go out and net those pogie, and they use them for fish oil. So you guys know, like the fish oil capsules, that is one of the main fish they use for fish oil capsules. It's sharking time in Boston. We just came out of the harbor, I don't know, less than 10 miles. Beautiful scenery out here. This is my buddy Tagger. I don't think I've formally introduced him. We got a couple possibilities in terms of shark species. We got threshers, porbeagles, makos, and blues. That's about all of them, right?
Yep.
The only one we are not allowed to keep is a mako, because makos are closed in the Atlantic right now, which is unfortunate because they taste amazing, but it's probably good for the fishery.
We're gonna put a fresh pogie on a skirted 12-aught circle hook, and this will be our deep bait, and then we'll put a short bait out and get the slick going.
See, it's very interesting to see like the different tactics. I was asking about the squid skirt. They really like it. It adds a lot of profile and flash. Like in Florida, you never see anyone shark fishing with a squid skirt, but it's pretty neat. Standard shark rig, something very similar that like we would fish back home. Looks like number 15 American fishing wire, about 5 feet of it. And then you don't need big hooks for sharks. It's a big misconception actually. You just need a really thick gauge wire hook like this, like a 3X strong Clark 12-0.
We're gonna put out some ground up menhaden with oil, very small pieces. We want to tease the shark, we don't want to feed them. We want them to attract them to the boat and hopefully hit our hook baits.
So those menhaden you guys saw us catch earlier, that's just a bunch of smaller chunks of menhaden, and like I said, there is a ton of oil. So we're actually creating an oil slick that's going to go on for basically just miles and miles and miles, and hopefully any shark that finds that slick with his head in the current's going to come right to our boat and find one of our baits. We got bait number 2 going out. So our first bait is going to be deep. Is this one just drifting or?
Very shallow. Very shallow,
okay. Go. So we just got some mackerel that just showed up in our chum slick. Let's see if we could catch a few, maybe get some fresh chum or bait. Ha ha ha! Oh, they're a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be.
These are small.
Tinker mackerel.
These are
Those are good
dinks.
striper baits though, huh?
Too small.
Believe it or not, these are delicious. These are another really oily fish. They get a lot bigger. These are tinker mackerel, just like you call a peanut bunker because of its size. They got these tiny little teeth, really popular bait fish, but they get to like 2-3 pounds and good eating. there.
I'd leave
Come
it.
on, baby. All right, guys, we just got our first bite on our far bait. That balloon keeps sinking down. Gonna let him eat it.
Now he's going to the right.
Oh, look at the balloon now.
Yeah, now he's going to the right. Oh yeah, he's coming at us now. Yeah.
Oh, he's on there. All right, guys, we got our first shark on in Boston. Kind of just a lot of dead weight. I don't really think he knows he's hooked. Oh, he's coming up, he's coming up. What is it gonna be? See, I can't recognize what it is yet. I do see some blue on his back. Dennis had the drone up in the air. We were trying to land it as this thing ate. Little Mako? Nice. Very cool looking animals. They are so different than our Florida sharks. They got this really smooth skin, beautiful colors on them too. Tag's got the leader right here.
That's a Mako.
Gorgeous Mako. That is a wicked looking animal. Definitely need the gloves for this. So that's a little Mako. Unfortunately, you can't harvest them, which I don't even know if that one would be of legal size, but we're on the board. We got our first shark of the day. Ocean's getting nice and calm for us. Scott's gonna cut it as close to that hook as possible. Oh, he even got the hook out. Perfect. There we go. We're on the board. It's exciting, man. It's very different, like I'm saying, from our Florida fish. They're just built differently. These cold water sharks, their body, they got these jet black eyeballs. They just seem like they're so much smarter. And that blue color. We're in a productive area. We saw a ton of mackerel. That was our first bite of the day. Seems kind of silly to leave fish to find fish, so I think we're gonna go back to our spot, put the spread back out, and see if we can't get another one. Dennis, what did you just spot?
Over yonder, I saw a thresher shark jumping, and it was mainly thanks to these new sunglasses from Waterland Co. because they're prescription, and I can't really see far, so now I can. So thanks to Waterland Co. and thanks to Victor.
Yep.
Game time.
I think that whatever was eating that far bait came back and ate this one. These are small baits, right?
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it. You're good, Scott.
Oh yeah, he's charging this way.
Oh yeah. Think so.
Oh my god!
That was sweet.
Under the boat, under the boat. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's other side of the boat.
Walk the boat, walk the boat.
Yeah. You got it, Vic?
Yeah, I got it.
Here, wait, your leash is on. Get the.
Dennis, big Mako! Don't tell me you pulled. No, he's charging the boat. He's charging. He might jump again, Dennis. That was top 5 coolest things I've ever experienced as a fisherman. That Mako jumped 15 feet in the air right next to the boat, almost landed in the boat. That was crazy. So we were just in the back. I could barely speak. This Mako just charged. He jumped, went straight to the bow, put the rod in free spool, ran right up here. This is exciting, guys. This is a big Mako. Probably 2 to 3 times the size of the one we caught earlier. That was crazy. I honestly thought he was gonna land in the boat. I had no idea what was going on, at least in the drag.
Hey, Cat, get ready to crank. I'm gonna spin the boat around.
Heck, does that happen all the time?
Nope. Almost never.
You guys,
Almost
2
landed in the
Makos
boat.
in one day, close to shore.
Yeah, I looked over to move Vic over and then she came out of the water. I think he jumped over the bow too.
He's on top. You see him fitting? Jump, Mr. Mako, jump. These guys got some very big power in their head. Look, his dorsal fin's a little clipped, like an old injury or something, huh? Just seeing that jet blue in the water looks so cool. Head shakes on these guys, pound for pound, out of any shark I've ever experienced, these are the most intense head shakes you'll ever feel in your life. Wicked strong. That is not a little fish, guys. Insane. Good work, boys. Good work. 2 Makos in one day. You know, you can go a long time without catching a single Mako. 2 in one day, that's really a special moment right there. We're fishing a lot shallower than they normally fish. You know, when we caught that first one, we were debating whether or not we wanted to go out, but what's the #1 rule as a fisherman? Never leave fish to find fish. Okay, so we're gonna set up our drift now. You guys heard Dennis say that thing about the sunglasses, so if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know Waterland Co. has been a sponsor for about 2 years now. I cannot say enough good things about them. They make men's sunglasses, women's, children's, tons of different styles to choose from, and I can tell you right now, I have fished my entire life and there has never been a better pair of sunglasses I have put on my face. I've rock coasters in the past, Smiths, I've tried them all. I'm telling you guys, these are the real deal and you can actually save 15% off. Use my code LANDSHARK, I'll have it linked below, or you guys can check them out at waterlandco.com. They speak for themselves, promise you, you won't regret it. We're winding them in. We're winding them in. I can't say that. We're winding them in, boys. 2 Makos in one day. I'd say that's pretty amazing. We did not get our harvestable shark today, but we still have 2 more days of fishing, which we're gonna focus mainly on tuna. But if we get our tuna early, then maybe we could switch gears and try to get our shark. Good morning, everybody. We got another beautiful day out here in Boston. We just left the harbor once again. Started our morning snagging some fresh pogies, and we're getting baits out. So the last thing you guys saw, we caught and released 2 Makos. We did see a thresher shark. Fingers crossed, that's what we really want to catch, because not only are they one of the coolest animals, but they taste amazing. So we're kind of set up in the exact same area we were the other day. We saw a lot of life. Just getting baits out right here. Cag's getting the first one out. Sun kind of just popped up behind the clouds. And I think the boys are gonna get it done today. Look at how big our slick is. I don't know if you guys can catch this like from the camera's perspective, but I'd say it's like 60 feet or more wide, and it just goes, I mean, as far as the eye can see, as far as our eye can see. So you gotta think that anything that gets in that slick should theoretically follow it right up to our boat.
Sweet. Yo! What's up?
We're so fortunate to have Tucker as a recent really good friend. Part of the charter business and commercial fishing, it's so important to have a good network and to have a lobsterman take time out of his day to work with us. It's very rare. We're very fortunate to have this friendship, and it helps us more successfully catch fish for our clients. Just very lucky.
And it always helps when they bring you a bucket full of Maine lobsters. So I call them Maine lobster. They just call them lobster up here because that's what they're used to. But unlike the Florida lobster you guys see us catch, these actually have claws. I think ours are technically crawfish. We have clawless lobster in Florida. But in terms of like the body, they look pretty similar. I'd say that these lobster are not as spiny as ours. Really cool looking animals. Same thing with the horn. They got the horn right there. Protect them from predators. And the nice thing about Maine lobster is you get all this claw meat versus ours where you just usually harvest the tail. But we got some delicious lobster. No, it's, oh, is he moving with it?
Yeah, he is. I see the shadow. He's
Yep. We're good, Tag. Oh, hold on.
Good time.
Is it a blue? I think it's a blue shark. Woo! Oh no, don't tell me he pulled. Guys, he pulled. Reel this one in, get it closer.
Yeah. Good, we're okay, we're all right.
Or let's get another bait on this one. Where's the bait?
In the shadow right there.
So we just had a blue shark come into the slick, pulled hook on this bait. See if we can get him hooked up again. Just like that, the ocean turns to life. Scott spotted it out of the corner of his eye. The blue shark was swimming towards us, so we couldn't get a good hook set on him. Ideally with a circle hook, you want that fish running away from you.
That's yellow.
Is he?
Yeah, he's up high though, the bait's down.
So they'll stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like they're gonna pass through. Once they see this, I mean. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go right to the blue balloon. Watch,
Yep.
he's gonna go right to the blue balloon. Come on, we gotta get tension in there, get you hooked up. Yep, there he goes. He's hooked up now. Blue dog! He's so close to the boat, he doesn't know what to do. So normally, you hook them a lot further out. This guy decided to eat it right next to the boat. He's just spinning down there doing a dance, Dennis. They are a cool looking shark, huh? Very blue as the name indicates. This guy's long, really big pectoral fins too. Winding down on the blue dog. So that is a blue shark, guys. Never caught one of these before. Very interesting looking, not as blue as something like a Mako. All right guys, we got our blue shark right now. So what we're gonna do now, I can't show this on video because unfortunately YouTube will demonetize us. Sharks are delicious and they're a great food source, but you have to clean them, bleed them, and gut them immediately. So we're gonna bleed it. We're gonna cut them in its anal opening, get all the guts out, and that way that fish is no longer suffering. Sharks pee through their skin, and that's where you get that tainted shark meat. So unless you clean it immediately, you're not gonna get a good product. But that's what we're gonna do right now, and then you guys will see the fillet process in a second here. Woo-hoo-hoo! Big old blue dog, look at that thing. Dude, these things are long. Look at that guy right there. First ever blue shark for Vic. Holy smokes, it's way longer than I thought it was gonna be. This right here, tag says is long line gear. So the guys that set out their long lines for swordfish, tuna, whatever it may be, as you can see, sharks can survive with a lot of stuff in them, but check out this animal, guys. This shark, of any shark I've ever caught, proportionate wise, they got some huge pectoral fins. They look like a 737 Boeing. Let's take a look at this mouth. Take a look at that mouth. They got a really long, pointy snout. Still have crazy wicked teeth. Definitely could mess you up. Would not want to stick my hand in there. Okay, so we got our blue shark. It is completely gutted. So there's nothing in the gut cavity. It's been bled. Proper way to process it so that way they don't smell like ammonia. Now what I'm gonna do is just start taking things off of him so we can basically core him out just like you would any fish. So fins, got a serrated Dexter 10-inch tiger edge, Dextreme, and you guys can actually save 20% off all Dexter knives. Use code LANDSHARK. So that was the dorsal fin. Now I'm cutting off the anal fins. Now I'm gonna go right about here to get that shoulder meat. I'm gonna cut the head off completely. And at first glance, the meat looks great. It's really white. Scott and Tag says that it is not very common to eat blue sharks. A lot of people consider them the trash fish, but you guys know my motto. No such thing as trash fish, just trash cooks. So we're gonna give it a go. Meat is actually very light. Out of all the sharks I have ever filleted, it stinks the least. So I've eaten bull sharks, nurse sharks, sharp nose, Makos, black tips. All of them have a really distinct ammonia taste because sharks pee through their skin. Like I said, I didn't smell that at all on this fish. I have a lot to compare to. So.
Yeah, like I've never tried anything like this.
Taggart, you're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it, all right? See, this thing looks like a giant hot dog. It's really long, kind of wobbly. They're not very firm compared to other sharks I've filleted in the past. So I'm gonna just cut it right here so that way I can cut or fillet the tail section and the midsection kind of separately. They also have a ton of dirt on their skin. Watch what happens when I spray them with the hose. All that black comes off of them, so let's get that off. Make sure we don't have them in the final product. So I switched over knives. To get through that thick skin, I like that serrated knife because it doesn't dull down the blade, and it's just really easy to get through. Now I'm switching over 8-inch Max Flex. The best way I found to fillet sharks is from the inside out, so that way you can avoid going through the skin. And another interesting fact, sharks don't have bones. They have cartilage, which is much softer than a bone. For as aggressive and crazy of animals as they are, it's pretty wild how soft they can be on the inside. Okay, another thing, if you guys take a look, so look at this. That's its skin. That's thick. A lot of bloodline, but the meat looks great to me. I mean, it is really white. It reminds me of something that would look like flounder. Okay, now let's do the other side. Dennis says it reminds him of what he would imagine a whale to fillet like, because it is, look at that jiggle. It's very blubbery. I'm curious to see, okay, so if you can imagine, this is the spine, right? That's the cartilage. It's really soft. It's not like bone. Watch how easy your knife can go through it. Just like that. You could never do that with a normal fish skeleton. This stuff is really soft. And if you see the dock box, after I sprayed off all that skin, you see how black that is? That's why I sprayed that skin off, because it's just, I don't know if it's mud or dirt or I don't know, but it's really nasty. Swordfish have that on them too, so you really got to spray them off. And I'm also going to go slightly above the skin to avoid any bloodlines. So I'm going to take my knife just above the skin, kind of tilt it, and just separate that flesh from the skin. So if you see, that is the stuff you want to avoid with shark meat. It's very gamey, it's very fibrous and very bloody. Should be a good time later. We'll see how it is on the grill. Okay, so Tucker was nice enough to donate some lobster for our dinner tonight. So we're gonna do a little, we're basically just grilling a bunch of stuff for the boys, having some beers out here on the deck at Scott's Marina. And I'm doing the same thing we do back home to just separate the tails, just ringing them. So just kind of pull the tail out like that. You got the tail meat. We're gonna grill the lobster tails, and I'm just splitting them right down the middle from the top half of the shell. Compared to Florida lobster, they're much softer shelled than we have. They're really easy to split. Just getting rid of any guts or anything that could be in there.
Victor, one hell of a kitchen you got here.
It's tough, man. I got no cutting board, nothing, no chef knife, just some paper plates and my Dexter fillet knife. But you know what? When you got good seafood like this, you can't make excuses. So before we get to the shark, we're gonna do a little steak and lobster and shark. We got 3 different types of proteins. This stuff is amazing. Kinder's salt, pepper, garlic. Gonna go right on top of the steaks. Gonna keep it simple. Good steak, like skirt steak, speaks for itself. You should not have to do a lot to it. The protein speaks for itself. Same thing with the lobster tails. Now, all I'm gonna do for the lobster, you guys already know, garlic and salt. And then at the end, we have some butter getting soft on top of the grill. I'm gonna mix it up with some garlic so we can dip it in there. But garlic powder in there, in these tails. I'm gonna hit it with some salt. Okay, so also forgot we're gonna do a little olive oil on the lobster tails. Help them from sticking. Okay, we'll get these going, and we're gonna do meat side down first, get some good color on them. Get them a little charred up.
Oh, here, we like this one. It's like the scallop.
Cutting garlic on a paper plate with no chef knife and no cutting board, not easy. Okay, we got our softened butter, garlic, and then some olive oil and some salt, and we're just gonna mix this all together. We're gonna take the lobster off. Okay. And we're gonna take a little bit of that garlic butter and just kind of just spread it right across. And it should just melt right on. I mean, how can you go wrong with fresh lobster, garlic, and butter? Lobster is a perfect protein. Okay, steak's done too. Got some corn on the cob going.
What's after the corn?
Shark. We're gonna put some of that garlic butter on this steak as well.
You know, I'm really glad you did this.
The garlic butter on the steak?
Butter took a lot of work to do.
Dennis was chopping it up there by himself. Go for it.
I'm gonna send it down that direction. Thank you, Tucker.
There's enough for two tails per person.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
Getting high on your own supply. Put butter on it?
Yeah, butter and garlic.
That looks amazing.
And we got steaks too. And we got some skirt steak for everyone. I want to try some of this. I never grilled Maine lobster like this. Straight out of the shell, Florida style, garlic butter.
He was a billionaire, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. Maine lobster's like here. Florida lobster's like here. It's so much more tender. It's sweet. It's got a really unique flavor. When I describe it to people, I say it tastes more like crab than it does lobster. Dude, it's good.
This is tremendous. Really good job.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
This is so good.
I'm not used to having it split Florida style like that.
You guys take it completely out of the shell, huh?
Yeah, usually that's why you saw me picking up like a caveman, and I was ready to poke my finger through it and pop it out the other
Yeah.
side. But this is really good this way. I haven't tried it. Cool.
So good. Garlic.
I like
You can't go wrong with garlic. So Tucker's actually the one who provided the lobster for this meal, so thank you very much, Tucker.
Nice work.
Since I don't know what the shark is going to be like, and I don't want it to stick to the grill or fall apart, because it was mushy, so I'm not sure how it's going to be. I'm going to make like a little aluminum boat to just prevent it if it does fall apart on me. I've noticed in the past when you have really chewy pieces of fish or shark, you cut them as thin as possible to prevent someone from having a bad time. So we're gonna do about that big, because the thinner it is, the better it's gonna be if it does end up being chewy. So we're doing coriander and garlic on both sides of this fish, or this shark. We got this Japanese barbecue sauce. I'm just gonna go right on top of our fish right here. We'll kind of massage that in there as well. Give it about 5 minutes and we'll see what this blue shark's all about. Okay, so we just cut up some green onion and we're gonna put it right on top of the shark as well. I was just telling Scott, here's my prediction for this blue shark. Taste-wise, I think it's gonna taste like most fish, most shark. It's gonna have a very mild flavor. I think the texture is gonna be very different than what people are used to. So if I was in my own kitchen, what I would do is I'd always, whenever I approach a new dish or new protein, I cook a little piece of it, just bland, with just salt, just to see how it's gonna react to the heat. And then with that, then I could make this into a fish cake, I could make this into a fish ball, I could fry it, I could do whatever I want with it based on that prior knowledge. But I have no prior knowledge of this fish, so I just went with something that I thought would be safe. Let's see, let's get a little sneak peek right here, Dennis. Wow. There's one fish I can compare this to, nurse shark. So I've cooked one nurse shark in my life. It's just like this. It has almost no bite. It is extremely tender, but almost too tender, if that makes sense. I just took a little sliver, so we'll see once it's cooked a little bit more. Inherently taste great. Very mild flavor, just takes on that barbecue sauce. The texture is what's a little bit funky. You gonna try it?
Absolutely not.
How can you say that? It looks amazing, but you won't try it.
If you didn't know what it was, did you try it?
See, it's still not cooked. It's a thick piece.
And I don't care.
This fish is cutting like butter. Look, this is a plastic knife. Watch this. Effortlessly. Woo, look at that. Here we go. Blue shark. It's so cool. Look at that. This is a fish that it almost seems like you can't overcook because it's so tender. Listen, this is a special fish for you. You invited me up here. You got to try this, all right? We have no more forks, so you got to use your hand or a knife.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I want you to go into this with an open mind, okay?
All right, I'm
Open-minded.
I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded.
It smells like barbecue sauce.
So it's up. So
I can't believe I'm eating this right now.
I'm going forward.
So just for perspective,
Oh, it won't.
the Northeast
apart.
guys really consider this a trash fish.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it won't pull apart.
Oh, yes, it will. It's so tender.
Yeah. That's the right smell.
Oh, you weren't trying.
Oh, it is rubber.
You have so many facial expressions going on right now.
I cannot tell what's going through your mind.
You went in for a
I
second.
think you're surprised.
I'd say, like, texture-wise, it's not terrible. Yeah, it, like, mushes apart. And it's obviously, like, barbecue sauce heavy. It's not horrible.
Okay, I
I'll
want to
say
ask
that.
you this.
Yeah.
Is the inherent flavor of the shark bad?
There's something weird.
Yeah.
Something weird?
I think so.
Yeah, there's something weird. I think it's off.
It's called urine.
I'm not gonna take another bite.
I think it's a texture thing.
I don't taste urine.
No, I think the texture's fine.
No, I don't taste urine.
Like it's like a tile fish. Like tile fish like falls apart.
It's
But
very...
it's like there's a goop mixed in. Yeah.
It's like my fifth bite, by the way.
Really? So you don't hate it?
No, I want to get an honest review.
I don't know if I can take another bite.
You don't have to.
Maybe it's like the stigma around it.
Yeah, just one.
I think I'd take what Tucker catches every day over this for sure.
Oh, me too.
I mean, the lobster
Me
is
too.
I don't want to
there's
say it's
something.
rubbery because it's not
not.
chewy. It's not chewy. It's
All I taste is barbecue sauce. Like, I don't think the fish itself... You think it does?
so. I have a weird smell, and the gelatin was definitely describing it. But as far as taste, I'm not going to bash the taste. Not a bad taste.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
See?
Want to try another piece?
No. It's the texture is horrible.
If you didn't touch it, if you didn't.
I agree.
And the
I'm not gonna lie.
The aftertaste isn't right either.
I've eaten almost every single fish in Florida. Whenever we meet people like Scott and Tag and I travel, they say, is there anything you've never really liked? I will say there's two fish that I don't think I'd ever try again. And it's blue shark and nurse shark. The harvesting of it, I feel like doesn't do it justice for what you can do with it as a final product. Picture a fish with a gelatin-like texture that's very bland, that just takes on the flavor of whatever. That's basically the best way to describe it. This fish is not gonna go to waste. We still have a bag full that we're gonna give away. Scott's got people that are gonna come and take it. Not gonna say it's my favorite. Probably wouldn't harvest one again, but definitely not edible. And that's what I always preach to you guys about this is no such thing as trash fish, just trash cooks. It's all about how you approach it, and it's all about the mindset of going into it and what you can do with it. The next time I cook this, what I would do is I would chop it up into a bunch of little pieces and probably make a fish cake out of it or something, or boil it into like a fish ball, like a Vietnamese style fish ball, because then you're gonna get a little bit more bite. You mix it with some cornstarch or some flour, and it's gonna take on a much better profile. The fish itself, not bad. The texture, very different. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Seriously, Scott, thank you. Scott and Tagger, these guys are amazing at what they do. Yesterday we caught the biggest bluefin I've ever caught in my entire life, and the biggest bluefin I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys have seen that video yet. If you guys want to book the trip of a lifetime, Boston Fishing Frenzy, come check them out. I'll have all of their stuff linked below. Till the next one, see ya.